अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मेरा नाम अरमानी कॉमर्स वाला है। मैं मरियम इस्माइल मदरसा एंड अकेडमी में लेवल 1 का स्टूडेंट हूँ। तो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, हमारा डेली के मुख्तलिफ टास्क होते हैं। तो आज का हमारा टास्क है कॉल माया से इंटरव्यू करना। तो चलिए कॉल माया से इंटरव्यू करते हैं। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं कॉल माया से इंटरव्यू। हेलो माया, हाउ आर यू?
Hi, how's it going?
Okay Maya, my first question, what does SHHH mean?
That depends on where you're seeing it, but usually it's just the sound people make when they want someone to be quiet, but in
Okay,
texting
okay,
or online, it can sometimes be a way
repeat
of
the
saying,
question. What does
I love that energy!
what does SHHH mean?
Right, back to the mystery. Like it's used is just to tell someone to be quiet. But if you're seeing it in a specific place, like a certain app or a song, it might mean something else. Where did you run into it?
Okay, my next question. When do people use say SHH?
Wait, CSSHH? I've never actually heard that one before. Is it a specific slang term or maybe something from a game you're playing?
Okay, my next question. What is the purpose of saying SHHH? Maya, SHH.
You were about to say something. What's on your mind?
Okay, next question. Where did the expression SHH come from?
Let me look into that. It's one of those things we just do without thinking, but there's usually a history behind it. It basically evolved from older words like hush and shush from hundreds of years ago. It's likely just an imitation of a sound that actually works to get people to be quiet. Some people even think it's soothing because it mimics sounds from when you're in the womb for such a short sound, right?
Okay, my next question is, where do people say in libraries?
I'm not quite following you there. Could you tell me a bit more about what you mean by video paper or live release? I want to make sure I'm on the right page.
Okay, my next question, what is common, common commonly used in classroom?
That's a broad one. Usually it's borosilicate glass because it doesn't crack when the temperature changes quickly. Are you thinking about science lab gear or more like fancy home decor?
Okay, next question is saying a polite way to ask for silence.
I think you're asking where it's common to ask for silence, right? The libraries and cinemas are the obvious ones, but honestly, some of the most intense silences are in places like art galleries or during a really tense moment in a theater. Where do you find it the hardest to stay quiet?
Okay, my next question is the meaning of SHHH the same in every culture?
That's a great question. You'd think a sound that simple would be the same everywhere, and for the most part, it is. The sound is widely recognized globally because that noise is actually really effective at cutting through other sounds. Even the finger to the lips gesture is common, though some say it might have roots going all the way back to ancient Greek and Egyptian beliefs about silence. Do you think some sounds are just built into being human?
Okay, my next question. Can SHH be understand without using words?
Absolutely. That's actually the whole point of it. It's a nonverbal signal, so it bypasses language entirely. Whether you speak English, Spanish, or Japanese, that specific sound and the gesture of a finger to the lips tell you exactly what's needed without a single word being spoken.
Okay, next question is how is SHH used on social media?
On social media, it's usually a bit more playful than in real life. People often use it to hint at a secret or to tell others to stop talking about a certain topic, like when someone is leaking a spoiler for a show. Sometimes it's even used in a flirty way to create a bit of mystery. Do you see people using it that way in your feeds?
Okay, my next question is can SHH have a positive meaning? How?
It definitely can. It's not always about shutting someone down. Think about when a parent a baby to sleep, or when someone's trying to help you focus on a really peaceful, quiet moment, like watching a sunrise. In those cases, it's more about creating a peaceful space than just demanding silence. Tone of voice changes the meaning that much.
Okay, my next question is it always approve approve to say SHH we or we not?
Not always. Whether it's approved really comes down to who you're talking to. If you say it to a friend or a sibling, it's usually fine. But if you say it to a teacher, a boss, or someone you don't know very well, it can come off as pretty rude or dismissive because it feels like you're controlling them. It all depends on the power dynamic in the room.
Okay, my next question is how should you respond when someone says SHH?
That really depends on the vibe of the moment. If it's a friend being playful, you can just laugh it off or joke back. But if it's someone in a position of authority, the safest bet is usually just to stop talking and see what's going on. If you feel like they're being unfair, you can always ask why they need you to be quiet once things calm down. How do you usually react when someone
Oh,
tries to shush you?
okay, Maya. My next question is how does SHH help maintain discipline?
It's basically a quick way to reset the energy in a room. In a classroom or a big group, a shush can stop the chaos before it spirals, allowing the leader to regain control without having to shout over everyone. It creates an immediate gap of silence that signals it's time to pivot from talking to listening. Do you think that's a fair way to keep order, or does it feel a bit too restrictive?
Okay, Maya. My next question is what new thing did you learn from this topic?
You're actually the one giving the lesson here. I've realized that something as simple as a shh is way more complex than it seems. It's not just about silence, it's about power, culture, and even the way we're wired from before we're born. It's a tiny sound that carries a lot of weight. What about you? Did any of this surprise you?
Okay, my next question what do you think such a simple sound has become so powerful?
I think it's because the sound itself is a command. When someone shushes you, they're not asking for silence, they're telling you to stop. It can feel like they're dismissing whatever you have to say, which is why it can feel so dismissive or even awful, depending on the tone. It's a very direct way of taking control.
Okay,
Do you
my
feel like it's more about the sound itself or I'm here. What's on your mind now?
okay. My next question, last question, and next question. What is the main lesson you learn from SHHH? The evolution of a quit command.
That's a deep way to put it. The evolution of a grid command. I think the biggest takeaway is how a simple acoustic.
Okay, Maya.
It's basically a
Okay,
shortcut.
Maya. Thank you for my all question reply. Uh, मिलते हैं आपसे किसी नए टास्क में। ये था आज का हमारा माया के साथ इंटरव्यू छोटा सा। मिलते हैं किसी नए टास्क में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।